This one's got quite a head on it. It's Sanctuary of Reality, my comic review series. Time now for Cerebus issue 215, the 15th chapter of Guys. Cerebus, now the sole bartender for the tavern, stands around in regulation attire until he can't stand it anymore. He strips off his tie, shoes, and pants and resumes his internal conversation with his myriad of personality aspects. He talks himself out of heading south, since finding more friends at other pubs would just end the same way with them falling in love and leaving. Thoughts of the judge's words creep in, and suicidal thoughts begin to surface. But Cerebus fears ending up in Jupiter's Great Red Spot, aka the Black Pit, or back on Pluto again. Cerebus struggles with his thoughts of killing himself, and his thoughts of having a drink, putting off the latter until after work. The other voices vote for a drink and begin to revolt when Mrs. Thatcher arrives. She's enraged that Cerebus is not wearing the proper uniform for his role and begins giving him demerits for each offense. Cerebus, unfazed by her threats, has her sit down. When she refuses, he uses his telepathic influence to knock her into the chair. Cerebus sends Siren a message through Mrs. Thatcher, namely, since Cerebus is still Pope of the Eastern Church, and anyone who kills him becomes the new one, none of the Sirenists can kill him. Cerebus is ready for a rematch with Siren anytime she wants one. He then sends the dazed Mrs. Thatcher on her way, along with one last demand of her, to fill the larder with raw potatoes. Once she departs, Cerebus' inner voices freak out. He's certainly done for now. The Sirenists are going to come in full force and kill him, right? He merely reminds himself that he was just talking about killing himself, so why is he suddenly afraid to die? After work, Cerebus eats raw potatoes and drinks some scotch, ignoring the mental murmurings going on. On a different day, Alec complains about Cerebus' bartending skills, being made to drink a stout that's entirely foam. He vows to never come there again and to tell everyone else not to bother. Sometime later, Cerebus fishes by the river and imagines the conversation Bear will have when he breaks up with Ziggy. Months later, Cerebus still imagines this as he shovels snow, assuring himself that Bear's coming back any day now. And finally, one rainy night, Cerebus wants to get some sleep when a mustached, unibrowed Sirenist appears and offers to go to bed with him. He turns her down, and she departs. How will Cerebus' inner voices react to his turning down sex? I love the issues where Cerebus isn't a wimp, where he doesn't cower to anybody. That's classic Cerebus to me. Even when he's being an idiot, even though he's not the most heroic of characters, as long as he's not taking any crap, then you can root for him, no matter what he's done or what you think of him. The confrontation with Thatcher is one of those moments where you root for him. And afterwards, we see his mental state as being especially fragile for having done so, which is a very unique perspective on it. Normally you'll see somebody being heroic or being courageous. You don't see the fears and trepidations that occur inside of them immediately afterwards, as you would in a real person. He may be an aardvark, but he's actually one of the most human characters I've ever seen in a comic, at least when it comes to his emotions and his attitudes about things. One of the reasons why Guys is my favorite phone book of the entire series is because it's so relatable to me. I can see myself in Cerebus in a lot of these situations, whereas when he was Prime Minister or Pope, or even back when he was Barbarian, I just couldn't quite relate with. My enjoyment in these issues is different than in those other ones. It's more about something on a personal level than merely wish fulfillment or simple entertainment as it was in those other ones. Next time, the return of a familiar redhead.